Hi, I'm Jay Burkhart. I'm a social worker here at Circle Center Adult Day Services. I'm happy to be here with you today, and I hope to provide you with some thought-provoking ideas on how to combat the social isolation that we all feel during the COVID-19 pandemic. Socialization and the feeling of being connected to meaningful endeavors in a diverse cohort is the bedrock of an Adult Day healthcare program. Combined with good care and supervision, Adult Day healthcare is good medicine for what ails us, albeit physical or cognitive change. The irony of the message to stay home and physically distanced from others in order to stay well is not lost on us, especially those of us who work so hard to bring you out of your box here to Circle Center. Right now, that box is keeping you safe and alive, but it robs us of one of the most important human experiences, human interaction. So today we transition from the idea of social distance to one of physical distance. While we must remain physically isolated, we must redouble our efforts to remain socially connected. How does this physical and social isolation affect us? We have been acutely aware of the social determinants of health. But one factor has risen to the surface in recent years, and that's the notion that staying socially isolated can have negative impacts on our health. We know that access to food, financial stability, education, good health care all contribute to higher quality of living. Now we've learned that if we fail to address our social needs, that can be just as detrimental as smoking or obesity. Older adults tend to be at higher risk for social isolation, and given the risks associated with adults with multiple health issues, developing complications from COVID-19, this has created the perfect storm of isolation for older adults in America today. The benefits of social connectedness are well documented. Longevity, a robust immune system, quicker recovery from illness, and an increase in meaningful, supportive relationships are all benefits of remaining socially connected. So what do we do now? We have to come up with a plan. Routine social interactions that fill that void have been nixed. The daily and weekly interactions that sustain us aren't happening. So we must work hard to reach out to others during this time. In caregiving terms, we speak of aggressive self-care, meaning that we have to work very hard to carve out space and time and energy to rejuvenate and recharge ourselves. The same theory applies here. Our usual means of socialization are diminished, so we must redouble our efforts to seek out others. So let's start simple. Let's nourish the existing relationships we have with a phone call. Allow yourself to make a telephone call with no other purpose other to engage in friendly conversation and to learn something about the person on the other end. Consider setting a time or two each day to make these calls. Some of us may even rekindle the lost art of writing a letter. We can certainly stay connected to family and friends via the internet, social media, video chatting, etc., etc. That list goes on. And if any of that makes you feel overwhelmed, well, you're not alone. Take a deep breath and enlist some help on this one. Friends and relatives can be a great resource in guiding those of us with limited experience with computers and tablets and smartphones to becoming more proficient in staying socially connected through technology. Or maybe you have members of your family right there in your own home with whom you can deepen connections to during this time. Explore your family stories together. If you ever wondered how your parents met or how that name came to be, there's no better time to ask than now. Record your family's story orally using a tape recorder or a cell phone, or in a journal to pass along to future generations. As we are all at home at this time, it's a great time to reach out to neighbors known or unknown to us. Fewer Americans today interact with or even know who their next door neighbors are. How can we call ourselves a community if we fail to reach out and connect to those in our immediate orbit? The feeling of connectedness that comes from knowing your immediate neighbors is one that's lost on many Americans today. Rekindling an old hobby or finding a new interest can be a great driver of social connectedness. The internet has provided the home hobbyist with resources like never before, a treasure trove of information with friends in tow. Are you a member of a faith community? If so, you know how important and supportive those bonds can be. Your organization is likely reaching out virtually during this time. If you're not a member of a faith community and you feel like connecting, now is a great time to reach out. A simple phone call can open up a world of support. I think an important aspect to weathering this social isolation is to strive for purpose each day and to maintain some type of limited schedule. We don't have to book every hour of the day, and we don't have to move mountains. However, small goals and a few things on the schedule will go a long way towards improving mental health and driving social interaction. Thank you for letting me speak with you today. For all of us here at Circle Center, we miss you dearly and are thinking of you all out there. Stay safe and stay positive, and we'll socially connect with you soon.